What's up, guys? I'm back here doing episode 2 of the Direwolf20 1.12 pack. We're going through and I have changed a little bit of stuff. I saw some of your comments and different things that you guys had mentioned, and I'm going to keep working on everything as I mentioned it in the first episode description. As we go through this series, I'm going to be progressively fixing things and making adjustments as we go through. If you have anything that you would like to tell me to try and help improve my videos and just help, in general, I'd love to hear them in the comment section. Just let me know what you think and I will read them. So in this episode, we're going to go in and we're going to... Gotta hook the game in. So prep. Alright, so we're back in our hut. We are doing a quick, I cleaned up the saplings. Someone asked what were the saplings for. They were just for decoration. I was just playing around in the last episode. However, this time we're actually going to begin on some storage and maybe some beginning tinkers. So tinkers is an awesome mod. I can't remember off the top of my head who it's made by, but it's a really cool, super early game, awesome to help with getting things done like farming, mining, chopping down trees faster. There's a lot of great tools in it. So if you look in here, this is Tinkers. We go through and there's a lot of stuff to know. So at the beginning of the video, last episode, we got a materials and you guide. Now it is by Skyla. Okay, well there you go. And the introduction is pretty easy. It goes through to explain a breakthrough of what the tinker had created over time. He's figured out that copper plus aluminum went into aluminum brass, and so on. This goes through offhand harvesting, tinker's tools, repairing your tinker's tools, and bolt crafting, and this just goes through all the tools you can make. Some of my favorites are probably the hammer. Great tool. It mines in a 3x3 AoE, and you can drill through the earth pretty quickly. I actually made a comment, I believe in the first episode, that stated one of my favorite channels, the Minecrafters, do credit. They would go through at the beginning of their episodes or beginning of their playthroughs and get a stone hammer and put a diamond on it, and then that would get you into obsidian level mining really quick. And then you can get through and make a portal to the nether really easily and just go to town from there. And it adds a ton of durability also to your stone hammer if you make a stone initially. The excavator is a great tool for digging out gravel, as well as sand and dirt, soul sand, all that good stuff. It also mines in a 3x3, and it can create the path that you can walk faster on if you, I believe, left-click the ground, someone had told me. The lumber axe is a fantastic tool again. This is one that will basically fell an entire tree. I'm pretty sure no matter the size, it just depends on how much durability you have on the tool. The broadsword, this is a good tool. I mentioned that in this particular one, it works with offhand weapons, but it will, I think it's better at the sweeping attack, where the longsword is used for charging into battle. So it's slower to swing than the broadsword, but it scales better with damage. So right click charges up a lunge, which allows you to perform a short jump. That one's really cool. I don't make it too often, but the rapier helps you against defeating armored foes, which is pretty cool. That feels like more of a PvP thing, though. The battle sign, yeah. Anyway, but you guys can go through and see kind of what your favorites are. They're all really good. This book also goes through here the different materials in which you can use, and they give you the different criteria for making them. So if I wanted to, say, make a pickaxe that would do silk touch on maybe some redstone or diamond, so I can get maybe a better yield from a machine, then maybe I could do squeaky. And so your tool is so soft and squeaky, it gains silk touch but no damage. So it'd be great for mining tools and stuff like that, but not so good with weaponry. However, on the weapon side, I always love to put bone as one of my main components of my swords because it adds for splintering, which basically, the more you hit them, the more damage it increases over time. And so the more you hit them, the more damage you do, which is fantastic for bigger bosses. Cactus is also pretty good if you block. I come from vanilla days, and there wasn't block. So I didn't do a lot of blocking, honestly. Actually, I take that back. There might have been blocking always. Anyway, moving on. There's a lot of different items and materials you can make these tools out of. Paper is a very important one because it talks about the writable modifier, which basically gives you the ability to have more modifiers. So anytime you make a tool, you get a basic amount of modifiers. You'll get 2 to 3 modifiers. And so if you add some paper, you can get up to 5 or 6 modifiers, and it gets crazy. And I've seen some people that have gotten it up to crazy amounts. So you can add all kinds of awesome stuff. So we're going to go ahead and start some tinkers. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go into your crafting table with some wood. And this is the wood we got from the last episode here. I'm going to go ahead and make some sticks. And then we're going to go ahead and put them in a pattern, much like this, after I get some wood planks. And you put them diagonally from each other. Now this can also be done in your 4x4 grid in your inventory. If you need to, you can also do it in here. But you'll make these blank patterns, and as you'll see, we'll make a handful of these. And this is how you get to the base components of the Tinker stuff, or the Tinker tool tables. So if we go in here, you'll see in here we've got our tool tables here. We've got the crafting station, which I have here. Fantastic one that also connects up to a storage next to it, so you can actually pull from it if you needed to. It also, there's a really cool thing that you can do with Tinkers when you get all the tables together, but I'm jumping the gun there. So I'll try and keep it on point. So a couple things we can do is we'll do the blank pattern on top of a piece of wood. That gets us our stencil table. And this one will basically allow us to just kind of put our stencils in here and then get started on making the different parts. We can at least make a pattern for it so we can make a few items out of it. Some things like the metals in this pack, or in the Tinkers, we'll have to cast out of a smeltery, which we don't have quite yet, but we'll get there. So the stencil table lets us make the patterns. Now if we go ahead and, gotta get those stencils back, and put this on a piece of wood, we get our part builder. Our part builder is going to be the block that allows us to put patterns in, and then we can create stuff with it. So if I wanted to make a pickaxe, I can go ahead and come over to this part builder, put the pickaxe head in, and then we can actually put some cobblestone in, which we do not have, so we'll just use wood for now. So you'll see that we can actually make our wooden pickaxe out of wood to get started. So we've got a wooden pickaxe here. So this will be great just to start. Okay, so this is kind of what you do with the part builder. You'll put the parts in there and stuff. Granted, this part builder thing will not work with every single material in Tinkers. So if you wanted to, say, make a cobalt knife blade, for example, this is going to actually require you to get the smeltery, and you're going to have to melt down the metal in a smeltery in order to cast it into some kind of cast, whether it be a clay cast or a regular aluminum brass / gold cast. But as you can see, for like if we did cactus or something, it's not going to give you a recipe because those are something you would normally craft in a part builder just like this. So I've got at least one stencil so far. Now, if we start making a bunch of these different stencils in here, we're going to start to run out of room. So the next one we're going to make is actually called a stencil chest. So we're going to go ahead and make a chest. And then we're going to go ahead and put another one of these on top. Bam. We got a pattern chest. So another thing that I don't know if you guys have noticed this yet, but one of these cool features about Tinkers that they added with the tables is if you have the tables connected on the same plane, so on the same Y level, as the crafting station or any of the other tables, you'll be able to right click on any of these, and at the top you'll see tabs for the different stations or for the different blocks. So you can actually make it so it's super compact if you wanted. So say, for example, we wanted to make this, and hopefully we don't get hurt out here. But I'm going to grab these tables. I'm just going to put them right behind this crafting station, so you don't even see them in your house. Don't even have to worry about them anymore. I did leave a gaping hole in my house. That's going to come back and bite me in a couple minutes. But for now, as you can see, I still can see both of my tables. If I go ahead and I try to put this pattern chest out here, guess what? Bam, it's right out there. So we can still see all of them even though they're not totally inside of our house. So we can hide blocks in walls and stuff, and it's not even going to be a problem. So the next one we're going to have to make is, we already made the stencil table, we made the pattern chest, and we made the part builder. Now we need the tool station. Now this tool station will later be upgraded to become the tool forge, but we're not quite there just yet. So we're going to go ahead and make this tool forge. So it's going to require a crafting table with a pattern on top. Ta-da! So we've got that. I see you over there. I hear you around the corner. Sup? Oh god. I got this. What's up? Ow. Is this gonna be my demise? In front of everybody? No, it's not. Not today. Tip your waitresses. And waiters. Alright. So, now that we've got some of the basic tools going, or now that we've got the pattern chest, now we can store as many patterns as we want. So I can just be making patterns all day. So this is a tool station. I switch real quick between subjects. I'm going to try and slow that down. So in the tool station here, this is where you'll put your parts after you've created them. So after we go through, make a stencil, put in the part builder, create our part, this is where it'll go when we start to make our parts. So say we're going to try and make this pickaxe. I'm going to go ahead and put this pickaxe head in here, and that's going to be the start of our pick. So let's go ahead and get some different components together. Okay, maybe not because it's night, but we can plan out what we're going to do, and I'll be right back. Welcome back. All right, so we're here. We went out at night. It was dangerous and scary. And I have no food, so that's going to be something to do on the to-do list for sure, or to put on the to-do list for sure. I did go out and find some sugarcane though, so we're cool with that. What's going to happen is I'm actually going to go ahead and make some paper with this, and with this, I'm going to try and make a binding, a tool binding. We're going to put these in here. The binding, because the binding basically doesn't really add anything to the tool necessarily except for the benefits of whatever material you're using. So if we go in here, excuse me, if we go in here to materials and you'll see, if we go back, excuse me again, that when we're looking at all these different items and stuff, you'll see if we click on, say, bone, or actually, I'm sorry, let's click on paper. So you'll see when we click on paper, if we made a head out of it, like we made the pickaxe head out of wood, if we made it out of it, it would have a durability of 12, it would have a mining speed of 0.5, and it would have an attack of 0.05. So it'd be like smacking someone with a wet noodle. It's not going to do any good. However, if we make a handle or something, it also has its own modifier. So you'll see that the paper modifier is 0.1, which this is, as you'll hold over these different stats, it says how suitable the tool's material is as a handle. The tool durability of the tool will be multiplied by this. So your multiplier or your modifier will help make the tool much better, especially if you have a high durability and you're going for even higher. It's going to add a modifier that's going to be better. So you're looking for better stats when you're looking at these. But for the sake of argument, when we're doing different bindings and stuff like that, they don't necessarily add anything except for a small amount of durability. but mostly what their use is for giving the effect of whatever you're using. So in our case, we're going to try and do writables so we can get some more modifiers, which are definitely going to come in handy later. So I'm going to put in the tool station this, and then you'll see the paper here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. Now we can go ahead and put this back in the pattern chest, and what's also cool is you'll see the buttons here for if we wanted to go ahead and make another pickaxe head or a binding pattern head. And it'll just automatically switch with whatever's in the pattern chest, so we could just go through and make a ton, and then just click on them over here while we're crafting parts, and it could be real quick and easy. We'll go ahead and we got to make the tool rod now. That is the last part. If you go in here, you can actually see what parts you're going to need, and it shows what you already have. So you'll see as soon as I put that in, it turned white. So all we need is a regular tool rod. So let's go ahead to the stencil table, make sure we pick the regular tool rod. This is the bigger one, and if you hover over it before you click it, you'll see that this is the tough tool rod pattern, and you'll want the tool rod pattern. We're going to go ahead and put this in our pattern chest, go to our part builder, click on it, and as you can see in the book, we're going to check to see, well, we've got some paper left, so we might want to do this, but I don't think we're going to want to do that, because we might just want to go ahead and make it out of wood for now. And what's really cool about this mod is you can exchange parts later. So say I wanted to add a gold head or something, or an electrum head. If I make an electrum pickaxe head later by casting it with the smelter like I explained, you can add it on and it will replace the head that's currently on the tool. So this will be handy later, and then this will make it easy so we could just get started with some simple tools and then upgrade them as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and make this next part out of what I was going to show you was when you go into the handle, you'll see the modifier is 1, where paper was 0.01 or 0.05. 0.01. So it's going to be a lot better of a modifier if we use wood instead of paper. So we're going to go ahead and put the sticks in, which you can use sticks, you can use wood, you can use anything. So we're going to go ahead and put this in there. If we put that in there, you'll see that we actually got some wooden shards. Now when you put something in there that has too much, you'll see the value down here when you put something in. It says 4 material value. Well, this only requires 1. So when this breaks down, you're going to get an equivalent amount of however many shards of any particular material that you use that you have a lot of in there. So if you put a gold block in there, or let's say a bone block, if you can combine these into a bone block and you put them in there and you try and make a tool rod, you're also going to get some shards too. It's whatever you have left over. So we're going to go ahead and go into the tool station. We're going to go ahead and put our tool rod in. Bam. And that is our first Tinker's tool. That's awesome. Cool. So now that we've got our first Tinker tool, we're going to go ahead and get started with some mining soon. But another thing I really kind of wanted to cover is that I wanted to get started on some storage. And there's a couple different storage options we can do. One of the beginning ones is chests, obviously. One of the base level things that we can do. But another cool thing that I love to do, and it's a great mod, is the storage drawers mod. Storage drawers are really handy and super modular. They allow for some early game storage, but they also add a lot more compatibility later on, especially when we find diamonds. So if we go ahead and look at storage drawers, caps lock. So we've got the basic drawers here, and these are just made out of whatever wood you've got laying around. It could be spruce, it could be anything. We make it out of 1 chest and 6 extra wood planks, and we'll get 1 drawer. Now, each one of these drawers is going to hold 32 stacks per drawer, which is a ton of items. Like, if you just made all your main items like iron, coal, and everything like that into one of these, you're going to be set for storage for just a little while. And then they also have these cool ones like these here that are separated into 4 drawers. So you can put 4 different items in each block. And then, as you can see, it will significantly reduce the amount of each item you can put in there. But that allows you to have a lot more items in one area. So we might make a mix of both. So let's go ahead and take some of this wood. We're going to break it down. And then another cool thing you can do with oak wood, if you didn't know, you can actually draw it into patterns like you would wood planks, but it'll give you a lot more. So it'll give you the equivalent, but in wood planks. So say we want to do sticks, that'll give us 16 sticks. You'll see here, normally when you do it with planks, you only get 4. So that's good. You'll also know that, like, if you do, a chest, you can make 1 chest if you do the wood planks. In similarity, if you do it with oak wood, it'll also make 4 chests right off the bat. Really easy to make a lot of chests quickly. So we'll go through and we'll actually upgrade these to basic drawers. If you shift left click on what you're creating, it'll create as many stacks as it can and then stop. So now we've got some basic drawers set up here. We're just going to go ahead and decorate these around. That way we've got the torch in the middle. Aesthetics. So now we can put all of our materials in here and just kind of keep them for now. And then with these drawers, we can put the stuff that we're going to have a lot more of, such as cobblestone, coal, dirt, wood, anything like that. We can put all the big resources in there. I'm going to take the rest of this wood out, and we're going to try and make some more storage drawers, but we're going to make the 2x2 ones so you guys can see what those look like too. So you'll see that these require 5 planks and 4 chests per, because it'll hold each 1 per. So we're going to go ahead and grab these drawers, and now you'll see I'm going to put them on the counter wall. And as you can see with these, it's really cool because they've got 4 per drawer, so we can put 4 things in each of these drawers. Now you'll notice these don't stack because they're different metadata. The damage on them is different. So this one has a durability of 43. Yep. And then if we pull this one out with a left click, you'll see this one has a durability of 131. So to left click is to get stuff out. To right click is to put stuff in. Shift left click will pull everything out. And if you just right click on the block, it will put everything it can in. So say, for example, we had these oak woods. Oak wood logs. We're going to go ahead and put these in, but we only wanted 1 back out. So we just click it, left click once. If we wanted more than 1 out, we can, or if we wanted all of them out, we can shift left click and get them all. So this will be really cool. And another cool thing, like I said, is when you right click, it'll take everything out of your inventory and try to put it in that chest. Now that sounds a little confusing, but what I mean is if it's the same type. So if I have 6 stacks of wood in my inventory, it's going to try and fit them all in there. It won't try and push anything that's not wood in there, though. So cool things. And we can also put some saplings in here because we know we're going to have a lot of those. And we can also probably put dirt or cobblestone, because we'll know that we'll have a lot of those too. All the other stuff that we get, such as lapis and redstone and stuff like that, we can probably fit them in these drawers until they get too big and we'll have to move them to a bigger drawer. For now, this is some good, basic, easy early game storage though, just to get you started. So we can maybe even put some seeds if we get our seeds pretty big. Let's go ahead and see if we can make a hoe to get started. So there's this mattock, which is a versatile farming tool that is effective on wood, dirt, and plants. It also packs quite a punch. You can also use it as a hoe. So that is actually kind of the hoe equivalent in Tinker's Construct. We can also use this comma, which is actually a new tool that's been added into Tinker's Construct. It allows you to mow down plants in an area, kind of like a shears, or like a sickle. And it also allows you to shear animals and harvest and replant crops. So anytime you are harvesting and replanting crops, you can use this comma and it'll work. So I think we'll maybe make a mattock and a comma. So we've got the axe pattern, and we're also going to need the shovel pattern. For the comma, we're going to need this pattern, which I don't actually know off the top of my head. The comma head pattern. And then the other one is just a binding and a tool rod. Okay, so we're going to make some more bindings and more tool rods. So we've got the binding here. Let's see if we can make some out of paper. Sweet. And then we go ahead and put these in there. Let's go ahead and make the head. And let's make that out of wood. Let's go ahead and put these shards in. And as you'll see, if I put these shards in, it equals 3 wood. So it's going to leave me a little bit left. So we still have a third of what we started with 6. Oh, okay. And now we're going to grab the shovel. Same thing. Except for it requires 2, and we only have 1 wood. So we're going to have to break this down. You can also put 2 items in, and I think it'll try to take what it can from the other one. So you'll see now we have equal to 1.35. But if we put 1 more stick in there, we now have enough to create the tool because we have 2 material part, 2 more wood. So now we've got the shovel head, the axe head. We're going to need the comma head. Cool. So 4 sticks will equal 2 wood. So 2 sticks would equal 1 cost. Now let's go ahead and make the tool rods. 1, 2. Tool station, go into the Maddock. Axe head. Oh, apparently we didn't even need the other binding. So we can just keep that for later. We've got our Maddock. Now, I don't know if I'll upgrade this Maddock because I honestly don't plan on doing a ton of the farming by hand. I'm really a big automation person. So eventually I will get a farm up and running that doesn't require me to manually touch it anymore. But it'll be a good starting out equipment just to get us started. I'll go ahead and put this on here. Now I might upgrade this because that way I don't have to burn through shears over and over, and the only time I'll need it is for specific recipes that require shears. I've never made a comma before though, so this is a first for both of us. So we've got an extra paper binding. Now there's actually 1 more block that comes with Tinker's Construct that I never use, but you never know, it could always come in handy. So there's actually 1 more block called the part chest. So if you take this chest here and you get a blank pattern, piece of wood, chest, and a couple of sticks on either side, then you'll be able to create this parts chest. Another thing that I just did that out of habit I do, and I totally forget that I do it sometimes, but I'll go ahead and explain it, is when you go into your JEI, which is this window over here that gives you all the list of all these awesome items that are in this mod pack. If you go in, you can actually search stuff by typing in at the bottom. You can type names of items. You can type different parameters. So if we'll go in here, you'll actually see search options here. These are different ways you can actually categorize your search options when you're searching things down the bottom. So if you see me sometimes do @mod name, or maybe I'll do a color of some kind, which you'll see these are actually disabled right now, but I do @mod name a lot just to get into a mod. You can also do a hashtag or a # tooltip, but all of these are ways of just searching your JEI on the side much easier. So I go through and we're going to go ahead and do @tinkers. And you'll see over here that it gives you all of your different items that you can make. And the thing that I did earlier that I forgot I do, but sometimes it's helped me so much since we've figured it out. So if you take whatever you're looking for, so we'll say the parts chest here. And if you see this little plus, when you're working on a crafting station, you're able to press this plus and it's going to move whatever those items you have to the table to craft it. So for example, if we create, well, we're not going to do that. We're going to make 1 chest. Oop. Got our chest. Got some wood. Gonna make some sticks. And then we need 1 stencil, which we're going to grab off of our stencil table. If we come over here and we click on the part chest, you'll see that the plus is actually now clickable. And you'll see if we shift, so if we left click, it's going to put 1 set in there. in the crafting station. Say you want to create more of these, though. You can always go in here and shift left click, and it's going to put as many as it can in here to craft. So if you have 22 of each of these items, it's going to try and make 22 of these item that you're making. So those are really cool. So again, with this, I'm actually just going to put it right here in the corner. Out of sight, out of mind. More floor space for me. And you'll see you can put your parts chest here. Now we can actually put this paper binding in here. No big deal. This thing will hold just like the pattern chest will hold patterns. This thing will just hold random parts that you have extras of. So anytime you're making a new part or a new tool, you can always come in here and say, oh, right, I got that paper binding I forgot I made too much of. All good things. So we got some basic storage up and running for a lot of our main items that we're going to have. We've got a basic chest here. We've got some basic tinker's tools going on. I'll probably have some more made in between videos, and then we'll take it from there. Again, if you guys have anything that you like or want to say to me, please go ahead and make sure you put that in the comments. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to it. And for any updates or anything that's going to happen in the future, please go ahead and go over to my Twitter, @LandofZan, and you'll be able to see any kind of updates or why a video isn't coming out on time or anything you need to know. I'll try and keep it as updated as possible on what my status is and where I'm at on different things. Gotta take vacays, you never know. Anyway, but thank you for being with me today for this video, and have a great day.